Cary's Government Access Channel.
Call to order the February 9th meeting of the Cary Town Council, and at this time I'll recognize Councilmember George for our ceremonial opening. Mr. George.
Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First order of business is to adopt the agenda. I would entertain a motion to do so.
So moved.
There's a motion.
Second.
And a second. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Moving to recognitions, reports, and presentations. Our only recognition report presentation is from our town manager, Mr. Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll be brief. I'm happy to let our citizens know the town recently completed renovations to the Pirates Cove Greenway Boardwalk. This boardwalk was closed for about 4 months as it was proactively identified as needing structural repair. I hope everyone can get outside to enjoy the reopened boardwalk and all of our greenways during these unseasonably warm February days. And next, I'll be meeting with the Good thing the cameras aren't on. The Chatham County Manager next week to discuss issues of combined interest, and I look forward to reporting back. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Siegel.
Easy for you to say.
We now move to our third item, Public Speaks Out. We've included instructions for speaking at Public Speaks Out Forum on the printed agenda. And if you'd like to speak at Public Speaks Out, I would ask that you take a seat in the rows to my right that are shown as reserved and follow the instructions on the agenda. Public Speaks Out speakers have 3 minutes for their comments, and they may speak on any topic as long as it's not a public hearing. And since we have no public hearings, you can speak on anything you want. I will enforce the 3-minute time limit to be fair to all of our speakers. We have a timer located on the podium, and when that green light turns yellow, that means you have 30 seconds. And when the yellow light turns to a flashing red light, at that point, I'll interrupt you, not trying to be rude, but trying to be fair to all our speakers, and ask you to immediately conclude your comments. I thank everyone in the audience for understanding that this is a business meeting. Please do not applaud and make remarks from your seats or anything else that may distract from this meeting. So now's the time for Public Speaks Out, and I would invite our first speaker forward. Anyone to speak at Public Speaks Out? Seeing no one, we'll close Public Speaks Out. We'll move to the consent agenda. For the benefit of those people watching our meeting on TV, I'm going to take a moment to review the consent agenda items. Please keep in mind that one vote approves all the consent agenda items. On the consent agenda, we have minutes, and that's it.
This is the meeting all Boy Scouts should attend. Requirement.
Would council members like this item pulled for discussion?
Any of these minutes?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the minutes.
If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We're moving right along. No public hearings. We jump right into discussion. Our first discussion item is a resolution authorizing the issuance of revenue bonds as required by the procedure. I have to read the title of the order into the record. Order authorizing the issuance and sale by the town of not to exceed $37,500,000 combined enterprise system revenue bonds, Series 2017, and authorizing the execution and delivery of certain documents in connection therewith. So at this time, we're going to recognize Town Manager Stiegel, who will introduce this item.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. I had the pleasure last week of joining Karen and her team to New York City to make a presentation to Moody's, Standard & Poor's, and Fitch regarding the bond sale that is in front of you. And what really struck me is not only how healthy the finances are of the utility fund, just beyond strong, but how Karen and the team have never taken that success for granted. And it's not a requirement to go to New York City and make this presentation. That can be done over the phone. However, it really sends a really strong message when a AAA community still takes the time to come visit them, to present, to tell our story how we got here, what we plan on doing with the money, and being able to send the message to investors on here's why this is a safe investment and why you should believe in Cary's future. And I played a very small role, and so I was able to listen instead of participating. And I'm just so proud of Karen and what the community has accomplished over the years. And it just was very impressive. And so I wanted to say that publicly before we began.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Stiegel. Council members have any questions or comments?
Does Ms. Mills have anything to say?
I do.
Oh,
She was ready to let it
go.
by reading all that legal topic, though. So, in the current and past budgets, council has authorized investment in utility capital infrastructure that's necessary to continue to provide a safe and resilient water system and to preserve and protect our environment. A portion of these projects are expected to be financed with debt, and at your November 10th meeting, you took the first legal step towards that sale for $37.5 million by authorizing staff to seek approval from the regulatory arm of the North Carolina State Treasurer's Office, the Local Government Commission, or the LGC. We took action with that, and this past Tuesday, the state did approve Cary's plan for finance. As you mentioned, staff is going to recommend that council adopt the proposed bond order regarding the Plan 2017 revenue bond sale, and that will document our confirmation that we intend to borrow the money and take the legal steps necessary. The specific projects that will be partially or fully funded by this bond sale include the continuing expansion of the Cary Apex Water Treatment Plant, the Hollybrook Subdivision water and sewer lines, the Kilmaine Water Storage Tank, and other utility infrastructure. All of these projects together total $105 million. And after this $35 million borrowing, then the other $75 million will be financed with either cash or proceeds from the 2015 revenue bonds. Yes, sure. The new debt is planned to pay off over 25 years of level debt service, much like a mortgage payment. The average interest rate for this debt is expected to be 4.5% or less. The chart shows existing and future utility debt service. This new debt service would be approximately $2.3 million per year, and in FY18, the utility's total debt service payments would be $25 million. As Manager Stiegel mentioned, we went to New York City last week to prepare for the bond ratings that are coming up. And our bond estimates are based on that assumption that we maintain our AAA revenue bond ratings. We had a successful meeting. We were prepared. Our presentation was well received, and we're optimistic that next week we'll have confirmation that we've maintained the best possible bond ratings of the AAA revenue bonds. It was important for us to introduce our manager to the agents and let them see our new competent manager that we have with us that's going to be a key part of our team. So it was very successful.
Chatham County.
Yeah, they didn't hear me tonight.
He's competent.
Right.
Confident.
Chai.
To ensure that the town can afford these debt payments, the town uses a complex utility rate model that projects rates for the next 10 years. It makes assumptions about our forecasted operating cost, metered demand, and our debt service for both current and planned additional debt. Council has successfully used a rate smoothing strategy in the past to make sure that we are prepared for these and that our rates can accommodate these new requirements for debt service. This chart demonstrates that the smoothing strategy in the current and prior fiscal years, that our FY18 rates should only increase 4% rather than the 7% that would have been necessary if you hadn't taken those steps in the past. In an additional attempt to keep rates affordable, Council had authorized staff to proceed with the issuance of even more debt to refinance some existing debt at lower interest rates. Unfortunately, the interest rate markets have changed, and the additional benefit does not warrant action at this time. We'll continue to monitor at all times for the opportunity to refinance debt, but what we had talked about in November is no longer feasible. So the council action at this time is just for the new debt. So the legal actions via the bond order, we're asking you to adopt a bond order tonight, and that will prepare us for a March 1 sale of revenue bonds and confirms the $37.5 million authorized, selling to J.P. Morgan and Raymond James and Associates in accordance with existing revenue bond trust agreements. Key legal documents have been provided to you in the staff report, and this action authorizes the mayor, the town manager, and me to execute any necessary documents in accordance with the sale. So we recommend that council adopt the proposed bond order for issuance of Series 2017 revenue bonds and the related execution of legal documents. And of course, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Mills. Questions? Comments?
I'll just make a comment. I don't know if everyone else has noticed, but all the staff reports are amazingly perfect. I mean, I don't often say that, but starting since the parental leave one, this one was great as well. It had a lot of visuals that normally we only get when you stand at the podium. I just thought it was really easy for somebody who's not in the financial area to understand, and I really appreciated the extra effort.
Great. And it not only benefits us, but benefits the public. Because there are people that look at the agenda.
Yeah.
So thank you, and thank you for all you do. I was on the trip to New York the last time you guys went, and you guys were awesome, and you're well respected nationally for the work you do. And please thank your department and all its members for everything you do.
Thank you. I'll pass it along. It takes the whole town. We run a great utility, and it's not just the finance department, the budget office that supports this activity. The AAA bond ratings really represent everything that the town does, from your support and strong actions to the execution of the day-to-day delivery of service.
I'll make a motion that we adopt the attached resolution to the staff report regarding the proposed revenue borrowing bonds that issue up to $37.5 million in revenue bonds.
A second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Ms. Fields.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
We now move to our second discussion item. It's the Green Level West Widening Construction Bid Award. Amir Nazarati will present this item, and the council will take action. Did I pronounce it right this time?
Yes, that's
Yay.
right. I've been called worse, so.
So have we.
No, that was perfect. That was perfect. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight I'll be presenting the construction bid award for the Green Level West Road Widening Project. On January 12th, the town received bids for this project. Staff recommends awarding the construction contract to Fred Smith Company, who was the lowest bidder. Part of this project is funded by federal grants, which are administered by the NCDOT, as well as the Cary Community Investment Bond Referendum, which was approved by Cary voters in 2012. So I have a couple project goals. The first is to improve mobility for all types of transportation, which includes vehicles, bikes, and pedestrians. We also, this project is also an investment by the town to upgrade our infrastructure to provide a gateway to the Green Level Destination Center, as shown in the Cary Community Plan. This will provide retail, employment, residential opportunities for the citizens of Cary. So the first mode I'll talk about is vehicles. This 2-lane street is going to be widened into a 4-lane street with landscape medians and decorative medians. The average daily traffic is expected to double more than double by 2040. So this will prepare us and provide increased traffic capacity, reduced congestion, and improved safety. We will also be providing bike and pedestrian facilities as part of the project. This promotes our complete street philosophy. We will be providing wide outside lanes for bicyclists. This section of Green Level West Road is on the NC Bike Route number 2, which is also known as the Mountains to the Sea route, spans across the whole state. And locally, this provides access to greenways and Jordan Lake. We will also be installing a sidewalk on both sides of the street, and it will be connecting to the existing developments near NC 55. So in summary, staff recommends award of this project to Fred Smith Company. There's also a resolution that would be adopted to forward to NCDOT for their review and approval due to the federal funding. This project we're scheduled to start this spring and expected to be complete by the end of 2018. And with that, I'll answer any questions.
Questions for Mr. Nazarati? Or motion?
Make a motion to approve staff recommendation.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you,
Thank you.
Mr. Nazarati. There is no closed session, so I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
There's a motion
Second.
and a second. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.
No.
This has been a production of Cary TV. Visit the Town of Cary's website at townofcary.org.